episode 34. I know that because I looked ahead. Justin always knows that. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate you for that.
Welcome.
Very interesting week of the NFL as well as the start of the NHL season with the start of the NBA season literally right around the corner later this week. We have a very exciting time, and it's later today. Oh my goodness. Anyways, it's a very exciting time in the sports world. I think it's later this week in my head because the Celtics play later this week, so I apologize. But they play tonight, bro. I am tired.
They play tonight.
What time do they play? They play at 7:30, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, good to know. Point being, it's an exciting time in the world. It's the only time where all four major sports in America are all going at the same time for another few weeks.
You were about to say in the world.
I really was. So we are very excited, and we're going to be talking about a little bit of everything today. So we're going to save Kyle's whatever his opinion is going to be for last. And we're going to actually start with Andrew if Andrew's ready to talk a little bit about some soccer stuff going on with the playoff.
So we just had, so the MLS Cup playoffs has just started. Stats from the recent games that just happened. So hold on. Jeez, I just had it. So starting off from the West Coast, LAFC had the first seed, so they got a first round bye. LA Galaxy was fourth. They played Nashville and they won 1-0, advancing to the conference semifinals. Dallas and Minnesota went on to penalty kicks, and Dallas won that 5-4 on penalty kicks, advancing them to the conference semifinals. Austin and Real Salt Lake both went to penalty kicks, and Austin won 3-1 on penalties, and they play. I think they play the 20th. The 20th and 23rd are the West Coast games. East Coast games will also be played on the 20th and 23rd. But from the East Coast, Philadelphia was the number one. Red Bulls, New York lost to Cincinnati 2-1. NYCFC knocked Miami out, so David Beckham's favorite team just got knocked out of the MLS Cup playoffs, losing 3-0 to NYCFC. Montreal beat Orlando.
Doesn't he own them?
Yes.
Isn't he a part owner of them? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That sucks.
So Philadelphia is definitely screaming their heads off right now because they have Phillies in the world in their conference championship. You have the Philadelphia Union in their conference in semis. You have the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 6-0. I think Philly's about to lose their freaking minds.
Don't forget the Philadelphia Flyers, who are supposed to be one of the worst teams in the NHL, are off to an undefeated start to their season. So
let's clarify. Undefeated is 2-0, just like the Bruins are only 3-0. It's chill out. It's not like it's like 10-0 or anything.
Hey,
you know, it's 2-0.
Something. That's still.
You're also not a Flyers fan anymore, so you're supposed to hate them now.
I never said it. Listen,
That's like 3 more wins than we expect at this point too. So I'll give it to them.
Yeah, so my predictions for conference semis are Philadelphia advances to the conference finals, going up against NYCFC, who won last year's MLS Cup, and out of the West Coast, out of one of the LA teams, I think LAFC has the better chance getting out of the semis against LA Galaxy, just because LAFC acquired Gareth Bale, Wales international player, who's been a star player, who's played for Real Madrid, Tottenham Hotspurs, and a lot of big-name clubs, and will probably be the biggest asset to that club. And they will probably go up against Dallas. So it's literally the West Coast Conference is literally a battle for Texas and a battle for LA. So that's the best thing that happened for the Western Conference for MLS.
I love it, Andrew. I love it. And I know that. So is the Revolution not in it at all this year? Or are they just butt cheeks this year?
So the Revolution did so well last year, and during the summer they decided to sell off literally all their players.
Got it. I didn't keep up with that, obviously. but I appreciate that. I hope they got a lot for it. So
They did, but we spent it on booty cheeks and players.
got it. We love spending it on booty cheeks. That's for
So
sure.
is Sean Watson
spend it
their general manager or?
Oh, buddy.
Talk to Mr. Bruce Arena, who was the national team's head coach and also led LA Galaxy to like 3 straight MLS Cup appearances with Landon Donovan as one of his players. So, like, I don't know what the hell he's building over there at Gillette, but
Well,
Getting married.
Robert Kraft's definitely paying for it. So,
Yeah.
and that's what all matters. So, thank you for the update on that, Andrew. We do appreciate you. In terms of, I guess we'll go into baseball. Austin, what do you got for us?
No. We
other
should
than-
wait till after this game's over. Then I'll talk baseball.
Oh my God. Okay, fine. The Yankees are
one inning.
currently in the
No, got
bottom of the
Half
8th.
inning. We're going to the top of the 9th right now.
Okay, they're going to the top of the 9th where the
Need 3 outs.
Wow. Where the
3 outs.
Guardians are going to score 7 runs, and then the Yankees are going to choke.
Yeah,
So,
okay. I'll let you know in about
Better
seconds.
not happen again.
I'm just
Again?
kidding, but it would be really funny. As a Red Sox fan, I would very much enjoy that. Anyways, okay, fine. Basketball season starts tonight. Oh my God, Austin, your wife just scared the living crap
Dude,
out
I
of me.
looked at it, I was like, what is behind? Oh my god.
Anyways,
I
So-
looked behind myself too. I was like, what?
basketball starting tonight. What does that
Your
mean?
mirrors.
Well, it doesn't mean much yet. We're gonna find out. But Celtics are playing, so I'm very excited to see them actually in action, not just the preseason. Football wise, a lot of upsets and a lot of just awful, god awful football. Because it is just this season has been absolutely awful to watch in primetime games. The only good game this weekend was the Bills and the Chiefs. Every other game was either mid or awful. So I guess the Giants Baltimore game was not bad. Like it was like a good game, but like there was a lot of just mid or just awful games. Every primetime game this weekend stunk.
Dude,
I
this
just
It was
can't
just
get.
bad.
This
this NFL
year-
season has just been like not as fun to watch. Like still
I
fun to watch.
gotta-
Don't get me wrong, but just like the games suck.
I gotta say, I feel Al Michaels left Sunday Night Football for this crap. You have he was complaining about the Broncos Colts game. Like it's only gonna get worse. This week is gonna be okay, but I feel like it's gonna be
No, it
under
No,
It's gonna
Who's
be
playing this week?
Steve,
the
Broncos
Cardinals
and-
and Saints.
Oh, Cardinals. and Saints.
it's gonna be a better game, but let's just clarify that Al Michaels wiping his tears with $100 bills. So let's just
That's
chill
very
out with
true.
the fact he signed a big fat contract. Although it might not be ideal, I'm sure he's making plenty of money to even it out.
Well,
Was it Al-
He's hating the last 2 games. Like in some radio show, he was talking about how much he hated these 2 games that he's done.
Yeah.
Because Sunday Night Football, at least they put in an effort for really good matchups, with the
Like,
exception
right-
of anytime the Broncos play.
I just want to say that I am so mad at the Chiefs and Bills for not having a shootout. I am so mad at that.
Yeah, but
It was a good game, don't get me wrong, but like I'm just mad that it wasn't a shootout.
okay, but I think
I wanted a
spoiled.
freaking Rams and Chiefs game. I wanted like 60-59. Like, come on.
But I think
I'll
we
be
were
honest, I don't think
spoiled
we'll
with
get
the
another game
division.
like that.
Oh, we
No, I
will at
think
some
we
point.
will.
Are you kidding me? Remember it was like 2 years before that when the Giants and the Saints all of a sudden went up 50 points each. Like, let's be real here.
I think
it'll
it's
happen.
as high scoring only because the Chiefs can definitely score, but it takes them more time. Only because they don't have the downfield, potential with Tyreek Hill. But I mean, the Chiefs it just feel like they just don't cover Travis Kelce at times, where he's so open for such a dominant player. I'm like, how the hell is he able to catch that on 3rd and 20? Fuck you. I mean, pardon my French, but I just can't get over how easy it is for him to get open when you're supposed to cover this guy.
It's okay. Defenses don't have to keep covering him. That's okay. Keep him uncovered at all.
I would have
costs.
preferred that they at least covered him this week and Stephon Diggs, but no, I was ready to go over 500 to stay over 500, but the
Sorry,
upset
bud.
couldn't happen.
I'm really
Joe
not
Burrow
sad.
also had the
I'm
game
really
of
not
his
sad
years,
for you,
so-
Steve.
I'm very sad for myself, but it's okay.
This
And-
is the
and,
best
no one
season
is
I've
0
ever
6.
had. Listen,
Everyone has won a game, and that's what matters to me. I'm glad everyone has at least won a game. So that means in some
Come on,
ways
the biggest
everyone is.
losing streak.
Well, I think honestly we haven't voted on it yet. I think the goal is going to be 8 teams or maybe 10. I don't know. Maybe we'll do 12. I don't know. We'll vote on it. But
Okay, we're
doing
definitely not
at
going back
least
to
8
12.
teams. We're doing at least 8 teams in the
That's what-
playoffs.
Isn't that what we
So-
said originally was 8?
Yeah, that's what
I,
Yeah,
we
we
don't. I don't. Yeah, I don't think we talked about it much. Like I think it was like, okay, we'll do 8 for now. We'll talk about it.
Well, we did
later.
8
So-
last year, I think, right?
Yes, but we had 10 teams last year compared to.
That's fair.
But
12
for any
teams.
leagues listening, 12. If you have 12 players and everyone goes to the playoffs, it's fun because the first year we did it, a person who had not opened the app since draft day marched all the way to the championship.
I
lot,
am so
but-
mad about that. I am still heated about
Oh,
that.
Was
I
it
was
Ben or
first
Grant?
in. No, was I second?
Grant.
No, it was
Kieran.
Kieran.
Oh, Kieran. I thought.
Kieran and Grant. And Grant won, didn't he?
At one point, I think it was at one
No, I
point
don't
in
think we-
Who won
In
the
the-
first year?
I think
I
you
did.
did.
No, I didn't.
did. I
Steve
beat
did?
I
Okay.
beat Kieran in the championship, but like he had 2 bye players the game before and he still won somehow.
Oh wait, yeah.
But-
Weren't you like? You were low in that year too, weren't you, Steve? You weren't like at the
I
top.
was like right in the middle. I think I finished like 6th, but then
Okay.
I just marched.
We
over.
can
I
look
finished-
at league history here.
I know. Look at it. Look at it, Nick. That's what I was kind of waiting for.
So let's go. So I mean, I know I haven't done well. I came in 7th, 2nd, and 4th. So I've been pretty inconsistent. But let's go back to 2018. Steven won. 2019 was the year that Austin beat me in the finals, and last year
Yeah.
Caleb won.
Yeah, I've
Or excuse
got.
me, that's in the wrong order. Oh my god.
I was gonna say,
no,
wait.
Last year Ben won. 2 years ago Caleb won. 3 years ago Austin won. 4 years ago Steve won. So we've had 4 different winners so far in 4 years.
Yeah, and I was. I think
You beat
second.
Kieran was 2-11 that
Yeah,
season.
and he beat
And
me.
and he beat
Dude.
everybody up to me.
And he beat me to get to Steve that year, and I was so heated
Yeah.
that the freaking 2-11 team got a shot at it. And then I won the next year, beat you on like what was it, like a point or something like that. Patrick Mahomes like missed a throw or something. It was crazy like that. And then I lost to Caleb in the final, and then I lost. Did I lose to Ben last year in the final? Wasn't I in the final again last year?
I'm looking.
I think I've been in it all 3 years except the first.
Yes, you have been in the finals 3 straight years, and you've won only one of them.
Yeah, I'm
You
so
won the first one, you lost to Caleb, and then you lost to Ben last year.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm trying to return there. We'll see. If I'm at 10th, I'm gonna vote for 10.
We're
Just
gonna
saying.
do the vote now, or like this week, before anyone really knows where they are. Because truthfully, it's still really early. Anyone can make the playoffs if it's top 8 still.
Yeah, no,
I was
I'm
projected to
voting
win, and
for
now I'm
Trent.
in
Great.
6th.
I'm looking my 6-0 record.
And me and
Kyle-
Kyle have a wager going
Yes,
on this. So.
Let, let's look at Kyle's team history. I am curious while we're looking at this.
I
Wait,
had such
Kyle, what's
bad
your
team
name
so
now?
far.
I don't remember what it is.
Wedding Crasher.
Thank you. Sorry.
You're welcome.
No, all good. All good.
Sure.
I have had some
Wait.
bad history. I've struggled. This is my best year ever in this league.
Normally how this league goes is by week. This is when Kyle is selling his team because he's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'll
What do you mean? I would have already sold it all by now. No. I would have been on my. I would have been on my 3rd sell by now, Steve. We're going into
Yep.
week 7. I go 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
haven't- I've been doing good this year. I haven't really touched my roster that much.
You don't usually trade your roster away. Even when
No.
not intentionally.
No, usually by this point, I'm like 6-1, and Kyle's selling me the roster. Like that's usually how this is going. And
Not
Kyle
this
hates
year.
it because it's 5-1 me this year, and he hates that I'm not selling to him. Because I'm like, no,
1-5. You're 1-5, not 5-1.
I meant 1-5. Sorry, I said it backwards. I just remember that's
Kyle,
why I should be.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle is the most inconsistent player in this league. He had 10th, 4th, 3rd, and 7th. He has been all over the place.
And
No
right now he's first, right?
Yep.
He is currently 6-0, which matters diddly in the playoffs. Other than he's
In
6-0.
the regular season. I mean,
Granted,
hey,
keep it.
I'm happy.
I've never seen an undefeated
Okay,
team in the regular
I
season,
think
so-
next
Yeah.
year we should do. We should up the ante a little bit, like even if it's $5 first. What are we at 20? So we
We're
should do like
at-
20.
Are we at 20? I thought we only did.
It's 20.
It's
It is
20.
We did 20.
So we'll go to 25, and then those extra $5, something like that. All that pool goes towards like who wins the regular season.
We could talk about that next year. We could also do it. That's essentially what we do in another league that I do. So that's
Yeah.
essentially we did the $5 for the regular season winner, so it all
No,
equals
well,
out.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
yeah.
$5 each person to the regular season.
Right. So
winner.
it's like what? What do we have in this 12? Yeah. So
So
Come on,
it
one
puts
more, let's
value
go,
on
boys.
actually trying season,
Yeah.
and then the prize pool still split between first and second. So
Yeah.
Anyways, that was pretty much football talk. Football sucks right now. Fantasy football is subpar. I went from 1-3 in both leagues to 2-4 in one and 3-3 in the other. So I'm pretty happy I bounced back at least a little bit in both of them.
I've also never had this happen. I lost in every single league I'm in, and I'm in 4. I've never had that happen where I've lost every single league.
You get used to it.
No, Kyle, I don't get used to that because I don't
Look
lose.
at this real quick. This is Steve's yearly round over round bet. He literally went first, like 4th or 5th, and then 10th, and then up
And
back
then
to 4th.
jumped right back up. No, that
Literally.
It's okay, but he always chokes except for the first year.
That's true.
the first year, I mean, Kieran had like 3 people on, like 3 people not playing. So if I had choked it, it would have been bad. But
Yeah, that would have been bad.
And yet last year he
That's it.
randomly got Tom Brady from random draft.
Wait,
Uh,
my all-time record's pretty
I was-
gross.
I was
Wait, who was
so
the?
hyped when I opened up my draft and I saw Coop when I saw.
Yeah,
Tom
what's the
Brady,
best
like,
record of all time?
That's what I'm gonna look at. So right now, I just because mine's first one, 34-19. Kyle is 24-29. Now I will clarify for everyone. Some people had different teams over time. There's been different people in and out, but
Yeah.
Anyways, Ben's 28-25. Andrew is 30-23. Steve's team is 28-25. Justin's
thank you.
20-33. Jake's team is 25-28. Austin, you're 35-18. You have me by 1 game.
Let's go.
For me,
And that's
there's
what me being 1-5. Damn.
for me getting
and-
Grant's team a couple years ago, that sounds like why I have such a negative record.
Yep.
Yes. So it is between me
Grant's
and
team
Austin
was
with
so
it.
bad.
If Austin continues this streak of being awful this year,
No,
then
no.
I will
No.
pass him for the best record of all time in our league.
Ugh.
You guys want to hear something crazy? So this will be the last thing. So if I go to another league I play in, right? This is with guys who've been literally playing on ESPN since 2009. My team as a whole has a record of 79-91. That is how many
Yikes.
games they have played. Yeah, well, keep in mind my average placement since I've been in this league for 5 years is 2.5.
All right,
2.4.
fair.
But to people form, you're awful. If I go to the best team in the whole thing, his record is 105-64. He has won over
Yikes.
105 fantasy games.
Come on, get it.
Wow.
Come on.
Like,
Let's
that's pretty
go!
crazy. So I guess it's a perfect time to go to MLB talk. The Yankees make it to the second round in a series that should not have been this close.
No, it
Let's
should
start
not
with that,
have.
Austin. Why
All
was
right.
it so close?
Because they blew 2 games, and I blame Boone for not using air. Actually, I can't even fully blame him because honestly, in that 3rd game, where the Guardians came back in the bottom of the 9th inning, for those who don't know, the Yankees were up 5-3 in the bottom of the 9th and gave up 3 runs to go down 2-1, and then won the last 2, 4-2 last night and 5-1 tonight. Yeah, so that bottom of the 9th in Game 3 of the ALDS, they decided to not use their closer for some weird reason, just because he pitched the night before. And the night before, they lost 3-2 in the 10th inning. Or no, 4-2 in the 10th inning. But honestly, I can't even really blame the pitching on that one because if anybody, I don't know, watched it other than me and Kyle probably, but there were a bunch of bloop singles that went into left field when they had the shifts on. So, as much as it pains you to see it happen, like bloop singles, I think I'd rather have a home run. Honestly, I'd rather have a 3 blast. That's less of the painful thing to watch your shortstop or your third baseman put his glove up and it go like just over his glove. And you're like, really? You need to be like an inch taller and you catch that ball and we win this game. So, yeah, they choked away that game. I won't say they didn't. But the Guardians did a good job of hitting the where the players weren't, and that's what you're supposed to do as pro players. But it didn't matter because they got the win, and we won it 3-2. Game 5 just now, 5-1. So I don't even care. We're going to the ALCS. It will suck because we now have to pitch Jamison Tyone tomorrow. Game 1 probably against Verlander. So that's probably an L. I'm gonna say it's. I don't want. I'm gonna believe it's not gonna be, and that we'll have a shot at it. But the only good thing is Verlander doesn't look good so far.
No, he struggled pretty bad.
He got rocked hard for like 7 runs or something like that in
Yeah.
Game 1 against the Mariners. So I'm hoping that's
I'm
what
so mad the Mariners didn't win. They had so many
I am
leads
too.
in
Bro,
that series.
they
had so many leads. How did
Dude,
they blow that?
they choked the
series,
first
man?
game. They went 8. What was it? Not 8. 18 was the last game. What was the next one they had? They lost it in the bottom of the 9th or whatever it was again.
Yeah.
Another walk. And then they go 18 innings and can't score a run
18.
and get walked off again with a home run.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Thank you. And it's just like, man, that you were literally inches away every game and have a chance. They would have swept them. They could have swept them. They literally had a chance to sweep them. That game, that series was anybody's game, and anybody could have got swept. So, like, when you look back in history, they're going to be like, oh, look, they got swept. They weren't good. It's like, no. Literally a couple pitches go the Mariners' way, and it's a sweep of the Astros, which would have been insane because that would have left the Yankees as the only powerhouse left.
That
and-
makes me not as worried for the Yankees to play the Astros.
Yeah, I mean,
It really does. Like,
the only
I'm
thing that
worried,
scares
yeah,
me.
but
The only thing that scares me is that they're just Yankee killers. The Astros are Yankee killers. They really are. They always seem to just play them right, but this year's team is different, I think, than the teams of the past, where they're a little more fundamental. And this was the first series when they've been down and in an elimination game. This is the first series since 2017 where they won a series when losing a game. So up until this point, they'd only won a series if they swept for the last 4 years. So it gives me confidence that they have the willpower to not go easy when they lose a game. So I'm pretty happy about that. But let's go to the other side of this bracket. You have the Dodgers, the chokers. The 111 win season, most wins in franchise history. This powerhouse of a team that has won 8 straight division titles in their division. They have won how many pennants? 3 or 4 of the last? Yeah, 3 of the last 5 pennants, whatever. And they've won 1 World Series, which some people kind of does it really count because it's the COVID season, just like everybody was saying that about basketball and all that stuff. So I still got to give it to them. They won it and the other teams didn't, just like I got to give it to LeBron and the Lakers for winning it but a lot of people want to put an asterisk next to those 2 teams championships, so who knows. But they wanted to win this year and solidify and show that they were a true team, a World Series caliber team, that it wasn't a fluke in 2020. And guess what? You got out by the Padres. No reason they should have gotten beat by the Padres. They did. They got obliterated. And 3-1. And they got reverse swept. They got the first game and they got reverse swept. So goodbye to them. The Phillies. The frickin' Phillies, man.
Hey,
I kind of love it. I kind of love it. to be honest.
Destroyed the Braves.
The Braves.
Another team that was insane at the second half of the season. They had more wins than the Dodgers in the second half. That's in
They
111
should
wins.
have-
No
They
reason
shouldn't
those two.
have not made the playoffs either. The Braves, well, they should have because they did really well in the second half. But if you look at where they were at the first half, that just shows how big of a choke the Mets had. That the Mets were
yeah.
able to lose their division title.
Everybody in the MLB was focused on the Yankees,
Yeah.
and the Mets choked it away. They were the bigger choke. I mean, yes, the Yankees would have lost the division to the Braves too, but I mean, the Mets choked even harder, and then they choked. They compounded that choke by losing the wild card to the Padres, or was it Phillies? No, Padres. Right?
Padres, yeah.
Padres, yeah, to the Padres, and then the Phillies beat the Cardinals. That's right, Cardinals. So
Did you see the video of I forgot the Padres pitcher, but they were looking at his ear, and I was going.
Oh,
through,
Musgrove.
like,
Yeah.
I was looking through so many because I have like a bunch of New York fans because I follow the Rangers a lot on Twitter, so I have like a whole bunch of New York fans, and like Rangers Twitter is split pretty evenly between Mets and Yankees, and a lot of them were just showing videos zooming in on Musgrove's ear, saying, "Look at it, there's something on his ear." And I'm like, what's the point? How this is like weeks later. This is like over a week later. They're still showing videos of him zooming into this guy's ear. I'm like, how obsessed are you that you guys have to look at this guy's ear?
Bro, it's pathetic because
Weeks later.
he shut you down. The umps went up and literally felt up his ear. I mean, they like got in there. He went inside his ear.
It was so funny.
Like I was like uncomfortable watching this. He goes up like this, and he's just like, "Okay, let me feel your ear." And then he does this. It's like I'm gonna literally like pull out all the earwax in your ear.
It
Like,
was so
what?
funny. I felt
So-
uncomfortable as that umpire. Like imagine.
Literally,
how
I'm
that
like,
umpire
dude, what are
had
you
to-
doing this for? Why is this the motion you're gonna do on that?
Or people
Like,
think he was like
imagine
on a
that-
wiretapping where someone that he was listening.
No,
to?
they thought he
No.
was using foreign substance on his hands to get better grip, so he could spin it faster and get more control of it. And that's
They
a-
thought they had it on his ear because if you do look at it, he does look like his ears do look like shinier.
Yeah, one ear is
But,
shinier
like,
than the other.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, or maybe it was both. I don't remember. It's just
yeah.
the one.
You
But
can
I
see it,
forget-
so, like I understand the like.
Yeah,
I,
I forget what
where
they said
you're
it
coming
was.
from.
I forget what they said
They
it
said
was.
it was
Somebody,
nothing. They
no,
said
no,
it
no.
was
Like
nothing.
somebody said he might have used like.
Vaseline. They said they thought it was
Yeah,
Vaseline.
no, it wasn't. Yeah, people would think that's what it was because that would have made the shininess. But no,
Yeah.
they were saying there was something that he would used that. Icy hot for some reason or something like that. So they say a lot
Icy
of pitchers
hot.
use. They say pitchers use it up there for something. I don't remember why, but there were pitchers talking about how they do use that and they'll put
That
it
would
on there.
hurt, man. Icy hot hurts. Like
I
you
can't
put that on
imagine
your
that.
ear.
Yeah, I
That's
forget the
not gonna
reasoning
be
behind
It
it.
comfortable.
doesn't hurt. What?
Icy
Yeah,
hot
forget
is
the reason.
uncomfortable. No, it's not like it's a pain. It's not like it's a deathly pain, but it is uncomfortable. Especially if you put it in an area that isn't really meant to have it. You're not
Yeah, don't
supposed
put it
to
on your
ice-
balls.
You're not supposed to put icy hot on your ear, Steve. So like that is
Well,
gonna be
what
an
I do on my
uncomfortable
Saturday
feeling.
nights is none of your business.
Okay, don't put icy hot or tiger bomb in a general area. It's not fun. Anyways, so the ALCS is now the Phillies and the Padres and the Yankees and the Astros. So two underdogs versus two powerhouses. Should be interesting to see how this plays out. Who gets to the World Series?
I don't know. I'm
There's
always
not
a
much
fan
else.
of underdogs in the playoffs.
Sponsored by Icy Hawk.
Sponsored by Icy Hot and Tiger Bomb. Rawr.
Like I was saying a couple weeks ago, we get into the nitty gritty of us as podcast hosts. Sometimes we need icy hot if we pull her back. It is what it is. Icy hot, you know our Twitter. Just saying.
Or if you don't, it's at high school backups.
At high school backups.
Anyways, moving swiftly along.
I'll move on to some current news before Cal moves on to whatever Cal's going to talk about because we don't really know, which is always the suspect thing. The Bruins game just started. The Celtics game's about to start. It looks like I can never remember his name, but it's the guy who sung "I'm the Man." He is currently singing at the Celtics game. And the Bruins are currently
wow.
down 2-0 in less than 5 minutes. So that's
Wow.
great.
Yeah,
The Bruins are
who are the
getting
Bruins
smoked.
playing?
They're playing Ottawa.
I told you, man. Ottawa's gonna be good this year, man. I
Well,
told
they've been
you.
awful so far. They literally have
Yeah,
scored
they
3
have.
goals in 2 games. So
They
that
haven't
tells
scored.
me the Bruins have a chance still. So I'll take that. Because just because they start hot doesn't mean they'll stay hot. So
That's fair.
it's going to be a fun night of watching both of these games. But yeah, Bruins are down 2-0. Getting smoked real quick.
Love
But,
it.
positive side is I did get an assist from Stutzel. So thank you. Negative side is that the assist was to Brady Kachuk, who I'm against. So, there's never really a win scenario. It's all
Well,
loss.
that's something we haven't mentioned our fantasy hockey like at all. That's something we can go over.
Yeah,
too.
Nick's almost 100 points above me.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh,
That's a
hashtag
big
feel
oof,
bad.
Justin. So for those of you, we never even brought this up last week, actually. But we did do a fantasy hockey draft, which is fairly similar to fantasy football, except instead of you have to do it a whole season long, so it's 82 games worth. games that you have to do. So it's very similar to anyone who has ever done fantasy basketball. It's extremely
Yeah.
similar. It's very similar to how that has worked. But we did that draft, and so far it's been pretty even. There was a week off, so we didn't start last week. Games officially started yesterday. And so far it's been going pretty well.
As of right now, the point lead by like 70 points or something. So
Yeah, you are the
Yeah, y'all are
leading
just lucky that
scorer.
I'm not playing.
I don't think
You
so.
had your option. You and Steve chickened out. You both had
I
your
didn't chicken out. I just said I
Yes, you
wanted
did.
money on the line.
No.
Hey,
That's literally what I said.
Just
Half
doing
the
this for my own
people in the
safety
league are
and
first-year
limiting-
players. Listen, they didn't
I'm
want to
just,
put money
I'm
on
just
it.
doing this for my own safety and limiting the amount of time I'm staring at a sports app while sitting next to my girlfriend. So it's okay.
That's fair.
Maria
That's
can
I'm doing
get
it
fair.
for my
over
own
it.
safety.
She can get over it.
Yeah, you want to tell her that, Kyle?
Maria, get over here. Listen. Maria, get over it.
Maria.
Yeah, Kyle, would you on a live stream?
Oh, we get canceled and
Oh, problematic Kyle at it again.
But again,
Thanks for
Kyle,
the
you're
gold
still lucky
award.
that I'm not playing. Otherwise, you'd be like, I'd have like 1,000 points already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Yo,
bud?
yeah.
Oh, I say that I would have 1,000,000 points. That's right.
I
would
have a
so
billion.
many points. Like
Listen,
the app would
alright.
crash.
You two are joining next year then. I don't care. You two are being added. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm just going to add you two. I'm just going to find your emails and just sign you up automatically. That's what I'm going to do.
Add their Plymouth emails.
I can send them to you because it's in our football league. So
Also,
I only have
Nick?
their Plymouth.edu email. Oh, what's the student ID number again?
Oh darn, mine don't exist.
Oh, damn it. Oh, do you have a
sad.
University System New Hampshire account? Oh, you gotta log in your hours.
Oh my god.
Also, Nick, I'm a little mad at you for not being in our not this year, but being in our what is it, Vampire Fantasy League for football. Yet you can be in hockey.
Oh,
well, the
shit.
agreement was that I can't spend money, and I already have 2 fantasy football leagues, so I already spent a lot of time on that. I don't have to spend any time but 10 minutes a week on fantasy hockey. I spend 5 minutes set my lineups and 5 minutes checking waivers. That is it. And
Okay,
that
we
is
got
why-
the same thing for the fan.
I got absolutely obliterated in our Vampire League, Austin, this week.
I lost too, so
Thanks, Justin Herbert, for failing me.
I'm just
Hey,
glad.
he-
Wait, did the
Speaking
Vampire
of
win
that,
this year? Win this week, I mean?
Win this week? I don't think he did. But anyway, speaking of Justin Herbert, we just can move swiftly along to that because what is going on with the Chargers, man?
Yeah, here's the hot take.
Alright.
Okay, my hot take probably isn't as hot as I really think it is, but essentially, I think Brandon Staley needs to be fired this week.
Oh, and that's not a hot take at all.
No, that's a very. That's
I
like
think
a
That's
very
something that
cold
people
take.
have started talking about because
It-
his coaching isn't enough for Justin Herbert. He is not getting these wide receivers open. Keenan Allen can't be the only wide receiver that's open, and because that opens up other people. Like that shouldn't be a thing. Like Mike Williams is good.
The reason I was bringing that up is because I've also seen a lot of people mentioning it more towards the offensive coordinator than Brandon Staley, and I personally think it needs to be directed solely on Staley, not the offensive coordinator, essentially.
I think realistically, for the most part, I mean, offensive coordinator or any kind of coordinator, for the most part, is more like the voice of the head coach, especially because the coach for the Chargers wasn't he has an offensive background too?
Yes.
Yes.
So he has even more of an influence on this team. I mean, you look at, like the Chiefs, like Andy Reid, because he's an offensive coach. He's basically the offensive coordinator. He just has an assistant, but he has a defensive guy that handles that down. So I think, yeah, starting with the coach, I mean, but it's hard to think who would be a great replacement for him, who's available, aside from the GOAT Bill O'Brien.
Sean Payton.
or-
No, he's a defensive mind, Steve. Defensive. He was the defensive coordinator for the Rams and linebackers coach
My
for
Yep.
linebackers coach for the Broncos and the.
Hey, give
Bears.
Justin Herbert Sean Payton. I will be leading
Yeah,
every fantasy
that-
league with
give him
Justin
Sean
Herbert.
Payton.
That is
This
what
is-
my take was essentially going to be, Nick. Was that I'm saying that they should fire Brandon Staley this week and hire Sean Payton effective immediately.
Are you kidding me?
And it's
Sean
not going to happen that fast. But Sean Payton with that offensive-minded Justin Herbert, I don't think there's any doubt.
Keenan Allen
that he
back?
can be, I don't think there's any doubt that Justin Herbert would become the #1 quarterback in the league.
I mean,
Oh,
he's already top 10, if not.
He's top 5, right? Absolutely top 5. But I'm saying that he wouldn't. I don't think there'd be a question to me
But-
if he has that offensive-minded coach. I don't think, as great as Mahomes and Allen are, I think that solidifies Justin Herbert as #1. Now, obviously, we would need to see the production on the field to even really 100% prove that. But
Yeah.
I do think with that offensive coach, Justin Herbert can do great things already.
Yeah, I mean, also another thing I'd say about the Chargers as well is that's really, yes, surprising but not surprising how you look at it is J.C. Jackson. His
System corner.
he's allowed, I think it's 140 passer rating.
He's a
this
trash
season.
can.
So
He's definitely not a trash can, but he definitely was better in.
He's
the
not playing the way he is, and he got benched in the second half.
He's not being used the way Bill did. That's the problem.
Well,
Like,
Bill put
essentially-
him on an island, but
Exactly. Bill used him and solely him. Bill made him be the guy, and that's what he
But-
wanted. And in LA,
No.
that's what he wanted. He wanted to be the guy, but he has to share that backfield, and he's being put up against players, and
he's not the best
shining.
player on that team, but it's Desmond King.
Oh,
So
Exactly. That's also the problem.
also Celtics started off the game with 2 quick 2-pointer and a 5-pointer,
Yeah,
3-pointer.
5-pointer.
5-pointer.
Just
Wow.
real quick, just real quick, 5 points.
Kyle, by the way,
Yes.
our vampire lost by a half point. So
That was
my
close.
cousin
Who did he play?
escaped. He played my cousin, and he could have had Stephon Diggs if he won.
Nice.
Wow.
Jason
That would've
Tatum
been
looks
scary.
good. Hey, Jason Tatum looks big. That dude, he just had a crazy almost.
He's on the Mike Bibby workout.
So Jason Tatum's only going to get better, which is scary for the rest of the league, but fantastic for us.
He
So,
needs to
thinking
bend the
about
league
Chargers-
over and go
Think about the Chargers too. I mean,
dark horse
especially-
MVP.
dark horse MVP, but you get Sean Payton with a strong arm quarterback like that, a very serviceable dual threat running back. So basically, just maybe a stockier Alvin Kamara with Austin Eckler, and then they're able to keep their receivers healthy. I mean, who knows? Even maybe put in some draft capital to pick up DJ Moore if he's being shopped by.
They don't need an extra wide receiver. Their wide receiver room is fine. They just need to be
It's
schemed
injury
better,
shit,
and they
though.
need Keenan Allen. They do. They need the one dude who can get off people easier, because Mike Williams doesn't get away from people. He gets over people. Keenan Allen gets away from people.
The
So
only
they
thing
miss
is
him a
that
lot.
you always got to get nervous with hamstring or soft tissue injuries, because once a wide receiver has that, that's going to plague them for the rest of their career. You look at Julio Jones, who's always dealing with that kind of an issue, that he plays maybe 6 games a year. But I mean, the Chargers have a great chance. The Raiders and the Broncos are utter disappointments, and you have a Kansas City team that you can beat. That's a secondary that you can exploit. That is an offense that if you're able to eliminate Kelsey, you can definitely get the jump on Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you saw it the other night. I mean, you could trick Patrick Mahomes, and he threw 2 interceptions in the game. And one of them was he was just forcing the ball to receiver at the end of the game, and they were able to take advantage of that. So, Chargers have
Speaking of, sorry, can go finish up.
I mean, the Chargers just have a great chance to, it's kind of tough with the Bills, but you can still get a number 2 seed if you want, if you're going to push for it. That's a good spot to be in, especially at least hosting games.
Oh my God.
But what were you going to say, Kyle? That's like
I was
dumb
just gonna
thing
say,
to
speaking of the Chiefs and the and Travis Kelsey, they just reworked Kelsey's contract. That was just released today. So does that mean they're gonna go out and try and get a big piece to solidify that roster?
Christian McCaffrey.
They're
I
gonna trade
was
for
thinking-
Tyreek Hill. That way he would perfectly
Yeah.
fit.
Ryan for Christian McCaffrey.
I was thinking another player on the Panthers actually.
DJ
Oh,
Moore.
Baker Mayfield.
DJ Moore, Baker. Sorry.
They need
DJ
a solidified wide receiver 1.
Yes,
Juju
exactly.
Smith-Schuster is not wide receiver 1 option.
No, he's a TikTok
Clearly
creator.
not. He got flagged for taunting for being an idiot and gloating to one of the coaches. So yeah.
Yeah,
I-
so getting
Not
DJ
only
Moore
that-
would be the biggest asset to that team, and I think
Exactly.
it would do a lot.
Not
more
only
for
that,
Patrick
though,
Ooh, they should
Mahomes.
just do a swap. They should just trade Juju for.
well, first off, DJ Moore is
Moore.
more valuable.
I
than
know, but I'm saying they should
Juju.
swap
But-
and then.
Well,
Essentially,
the thing
the
is-
Chiefs are looking at this wide receiver room of Juju, MVS, and Sky Moore. All three have been
Nicole
not-
Hardeman.
Oh, McCole Hardman, that's right. So they all four are decentish wide receivers, but none of them are the number one. And DJ Moore has been that number one in Carolina for the past few seasons. He's just struggling mightily with that.
with terrible quarterbacks.
With that lack of that, whatever is going on in Carolina.
Hey,
That
Dude,
is
if he
just
goes there,
falling apart, but
he's gonna be a star
I agree, and I
with
think
Andy
that's what
Reid
he-
and Mahomes. Yeah,
I think he needs that star quarterback power, and DJ Moore can find that. They just have to ship him eventually. They just have to work on that trade value. But I do think that
listen,
Travis
also-
Kelce rework contract is going to be huge.
the other thing is
Yeah.
on DJ Moore's contract, he's $60 million worth to the Panthers. That means you have to open up at least a lot more for next year. That means you have to
What is-
restructure. You have to restructure Mahomes' contract. You got to restructure Jones's contract again to open up that cap space. That means you won't be able to re-sign any of the players that you have right now to be able to have that option. It means a smaller wide receiver depth room because of how many guys that you're gonna want to pay for those receivers unless you draft them. But that means you're not going to be able to get the draft capital that you want if you're going to be trading for DJ Moore. So I mean, in the long run, for a short term, yes, it would be great to have DJ Moore, but right now you'd have to think about the contract wise of his $60 million worth and
So
everyone else.
with that Kelsey reworked contract, they just opened up $3.5 million in cap space. So there is also another player that is a free agent at the moment that could fit that role. OBJ.
Yes,
True.
I'm only worried
Pats.
about an ACL with his ACL.
I'm not.
If OBJ were to come to the Giants, I could care less about.
hey,
any
there is
injury.
another one that you forgot about, Kyle.
Yes.
Antonio Brown.
Stop it. Stop. He's too busy flashing people in hotel pools to go sign another NFL
That's
contract.
true,
I was
but
like,
he
I'm
and his best
flashing,
buddy,
more like harassing.
Dude.
him and his best buddy, you know,
Stop.
are trying to get him in the NFL. Him and Floyd Mayweather.
Antonio Brown needs to go see a doctor because he is seriously fucked up in the head.
No, he has a
Yeah, well, I
He
think
is-
Floyd Mayweather has the same problem. So,
he is messed up.
because Floyd Mayweather's like, dude's just trying to, he's misunderstood. I was like, what's misunderstood about just flopping your dick out in the middle of a pool? Like, what's there misunderstood about that? I'm pretty sure we all know what that was.
Like,
He followed it up. He's like, guys, he's
he's
I don't know what
misunderstood.
the message was.
And I will. I don't know if you guys saw that story. Did you actually see that Floyd Mayweather is like, I will pay for his salary if he messes.
Yes, I
But-
did see that.
If he doesn't, the NFL owner has to pay him and Floyd. Like, who's taking that bet?
I don't think so.
No one. That's why
Antonio Brown, I don't think will ever sign another contract.
He,
No.
no team should sign him.
he had one
Like,
shot.
He had multiple. Hold on, what do you mean?
No, 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 no.
He had two
I'm saying,
shots.
I'm saying, he had
three.
one real shot to show that he was different in it with the Pats, and then he got lucky that Brady had so much cachet with the Bucks to bring him in.
well, I mean, Antonio Brown helped out. I mean, in that
he did. Don't get me wrong. He was good for them, but like he also
He
take.
had three
well.
shots. Not he was showing some signs of
What do you mean,
being
three?
real messed up. Oh, he had signs of being real messed up in Pittsburgh. He went
Oh,
to he
yeah, we
went
knew
to
that.
no, I know that's what I'm saying. But then he went to Oakland, then he went to New England, and then he went to Tampa. So there's three chances.
Yeah,
that
no,
Did
he
you
but I'm
see
not
an
gonna
interview?
anyone.
Did you see his interview when he was with the Steelers, like before he got hit by Vontaze Burfict? You see the interview with him? He was
No.
like a normal human being.
Yeah.
Like
No, dude. As soon as he got hit,
kind of
oh,
weird.
Oh, as soon as he got hit, it was bad.
It's
dude,
almost like
he literally
concussions are a
has
serious
actual
thing.
problems up here. And, like,
It's almost like concussions matter, and you should take that into effect before playing them. Cough, cough. Miami Dolphins. Cough,
Tua.
cough.
Cough, cough.
Um,
And here's the
don't
thing,
know
like,
what you're talking
I-
about, Kyle.
I understand because, like, it's not all concussions are the same.
no.
And that's the kind of the hard part about it is because, like, people's brains react differently to them and how much trauma you get from them, too. Like, I have a friend that she was dancing, and she had to do this one thing where she like I don't know, she like dropped to her knees from like a jump or something like that, and it like shocked her brain like down into her spine or something crazy like that. I don't know, but that was like 2016, and she still like basically like just stays at home and can't do anything.
Mhm.
And then like I had 3 concussions and one where I blacked out and I was playing sports the next week because I was fine and like never had anything from it. And the baseline test, all that stuff was the same. So it's like it's crazy how you just don't know. But I mean, I don't think anybody can get hit like Antonio Brown did and not suffer. Like I don't think that's possible. Like I don't know how his neck didn't literally break.
That hit has got to be one of the worst hits to ever.
And I can't believe they didn't like ban Perfect for the rest of his life.
Was he even ejected from that game?
He got
No, he
ejected,
was.
I
He
don't.
was ejected.
and then
He was
and then
ejected, suspended for like 3 games,
came back
fined
and
like
did it again.
yeah, but
Let's
then
watch
Juju
this
Smith-Schuster dropped him
Yep.
in his return game back with Cincinnati. Then he was then released at the end of the season by the Bengals. He was then picked up by the Oakland Raiders. Survived
That's such a
through the
team he would go to. Such a team
Survive-
he would go to.
survived for like a preseason, got cut by the start of regular season,
Well,
and then has not
wasn't
played since.
didn't he play on the Raiders the same time that Brown did?
Yes.
Oh, that is such a
Yeah,
bad
he was
hit,
his
man.
teammate for the when they were
Oh.
both there.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I also think that's probably the reason why like he wanted Antonio Brown wanted out. Like you had the guy that literally turned your whole
No,
career probably upside down.
Yeah.
Well, there was
So
more
I
than
just
that.
watched that hit again. Antonio Brown shot right up.
Yep.
That dude was tough to be able to take that hit straight to the head and just pop right back up like nothing happened.
But clearly, I mean, since then he's been dealing with some
Well,
huge issues. I mean,
Obviously,
Perfect.
shit happened, but
Actually, that season when Antonio Brown eventually left the Raiders with the Patriots, I believe that same year he was suspended for the rest of the season because he was intentionally trying to hurt a Colts tight end, and he was gloating about it after the game when the guy was like carted off the field. So he was suspended, and he has not played since. I don't believe, which he shouldn't.
Well, I think it was after the Vontaze Burfict hit to the play later on when Antonio Brown's returning, and he like jumps up and kicks the punter in the face. You guys remember that
yeah.
one? Where he tries to hurdle him and then instead just kicks him straight in the face with the spear.
It seems more intentional that he kicked the guy in the face.
Yeah, because he didn't even start to hurdle. He just like jumped. Yeah. So I think he actually was like, you know what? I'm just gonna kick you in the face. Anyways,
Bad. Yeah.
Antonio Brown is messed up. That's just the truth. He's messed up.
that's the takeaway from this entire video. Antonio Brown is messed up. That's what
Thank
it
you for
was.
coming to our TED Talk.
that's
See y'all next week.
There's so much about him that pisses me off, especially like him taking shots at Brady. Brady is the reason why you became relevant for a little bit and got a Super Bowl championship. Like,
I
in a
think
game-
Antonio Brown in and came and slept with Giselle. Problem. I
No,
think that's
he
the real
didn't.
problem behind this divorce that's gonna happen.
no,
probably.
Giselle has so much more respect for herself than to sleep with Antonio Brown. There are
That's
better
weird.
options.
She'd sleep
like
with Zach
nothing.
Wilson. Duh.
Yeah, right.
That's
You have Zach Wilson or Young Gravy is hitting her up. Most
Young
likely.
Gravy.
Oh my gosh. If anybody's gonna catch Giselle, it's gonna be him.
Is that divorce like actually being like fine?
I don't-
Like,
I don't
is
know.
that,
I don't
like,
think they're
being,
It's gonna
like,
happen. Realistically,
Honestly-
it's gonna happen.
I need Jake to weigh in on
No.
this because he said he didn't think it. Well, he said it didn't mean anything when they got the divorce lawyers because he said it
That's
just meant
true.
nothing.
But my opinion is that I don't think it's gonna happen. I really just think it's to keep her name like relevant in the news.
No,
Like-
she does not need that kind of publicity. Trust
She
me.
doesn't. She really
No,
doesn't.
Giselle's
Doesn't,
big
but,
enough
like-
that she-
But it's like she kind of
I think it's-
seems like it would be that way.
Doesn't
though.
she
No,
make
I
more
don't-
than
I
Brady?
want you to
though.
know how awful of a take that is. Do you know how much more money she's worth? Do you know how much more money she's made?
Oh, I
That is
know
the
how much
worst
more
take
money.
you've ever said.
I know
No,
how
I-
much more money she's worth.
Oh no, this is literally like she's actually like I'm gonna be honest. Tom Brady
Look it up
is
right now, Nick.
so
What's
much
the
more
difference?
in the wrong in this because he decided to unretire without talking to his family, and this has been a problem going on since he left New England. Because when he won that 6th Super Bowl, he could have hung it up there easily, but he kept wanting to play. He legit has a problem. Like he said that he is going to need serious like therapists and mental help because of the withdrawal from the game. But he chose football over his family, and I don't blame Giselle for being pissed off. This maybe is definitely, I think this is a wake up sign for Tom. But I mean,
I think
even his quarterback play, like he needs to be done after this.
I think
his age is showing.
Well, I don't even think it's his age. I think his mental. I think honestly, he can't deal with like what's going on behind the scenes, and he's usually not like that. But it's been because he's never had a problem at home like this, at least. So I think that's getting to him. But
He needs
I
to
think-
just be a dad.
Isn't
I
he
think
on
it
a
was-
5-year contract too?
No, he didn't.
he's on a 1 year.
Oh, okay.
This is his last year. Yeah.
But they just keep signing him to 1 year until he decides to hang it up. But well, he was on a 2 year for this year, and this is his last year, and then could. But anyways, I think what Giselle did was a power play to like be like, okay, I want you to know how serious I am about you not playing football. So I'm gonna get a divorce lawyer. You get one too, and we'll talk about this. I don't
And
think
real-
it's necessarily gonna happen, but I think it's a power play to show him like, hey, I'm not playing around with this.
I
For
mean-
the record, I looked up what their net worths are.
Oh, I just flashed it on the screen.
Oh, did you? Okay, I missed that.
I
But
flashed it on the
obviously-
screen for the stream at least, but you can still say it.
Okay.
Yeah, what
Right,
what's
it's-
it? 'Cause I didn't
It
see
was so according to Google, it was 250 million is Tom Brady's net worth, and 400 million was Giselle.
Oh,
Wow,
Yep.
that's a lot.
nearly half
Yeah.
$1 billion.
I mean, he's gonna outdo
insane.
her once he gets that huge contract from the
Yeah.
From
Who did send that one? Was that
Fox.
Fox?
Fox.
Fox is how that was.
Yeah.
What
it's
was
a
it?
lot.
200 million, 300? Well, how much was it?
It's
It was
gonna
crazy.
be a lot. It's gonna
I
be-
forget how much it was.
Find
It was
out.
yeah, find out what that contract was. It was a stupid
And
amount.
actually, I like that
10
you brought
years.
that up though, Austin, because like it definitely is more of a power move. Because here's the thing with Tom Brady's
375, Austin.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
done-
10-year 375.
He's gonna more than double his net worth in one.
Gonna
Well,
make
not all the
more-
money he makes is net worth. Like he's gonna pay half that, too.
That's true. That's true.
And then he's gonna spend most of that, so that's not gonna go into his net
Well,
worth.
you gotta
Maybe
go with
50 to
whatever he
100
invests.
million.
True, but
Because
then whatever
that
he
all-
invests that in, because he's got the new that new company
Well,
of his.
If he gets paid 350 million, I'll probably 150 million of that is going to taxes.
Yeah,
so
he's gonna
he's
get
only
half
gonna
of
get-
it.
What sports team did he just buy out? Hold on, he just purchased.
Yeah, what's
a-
the pickleball team? And then he has
Pickleball,
that.
that's what it is.
He has the
right.
What's the? Anyone remember the company he started though?
Uggs?
No, not.
No, he did not start.
He didn't start it.
He has-
No, but I love that you
line.
said that. No, it's that entertainment company.
Major League Pickleball. Hold on, I gotta look up what these teams are for this.
I forget what it is. He started an entertainment company. I forget what
While
it's called.
Kyle's pulling that up, the Bruins are currently down 3-0, so that's
Oh.
great. About to pay that first.
Still,
And the
still hopeful.
Celtics are losing by 3.
So, oh, the Sixers. What's the score?
14-11.
Oh,
The Celtics playing?
76ers, so probably a top 3, top 4 team in the East.
We'll be
These
fine.
are some wild teams. Got the Jackrabbits, the
Nice.
Hard Eights, the Ranchers,
The hard 8?
the Hard Eights, the Bus,
The bus.
the Chimaras, These are some wild. So it looks like these are just like they just travel around to different like pickleball arenas or
So,
whatever.
like
I'm-
Pickleball's
lacrosse?
a lot of fun, though. Pickleball
Essentially,
is
that's what
fun.
it looks like. It looks like it's like the lacrosse, where there isn't like set like regions. Like they don't represent a specific like city or state. They just traveled around. Is what it looks like based on looking at this website there, which is MajorLeaguePickleball.net for those that are interested.
Hey, pickleball. You guys know our Twitter at High School Backups. Just saying.
Major League
Oh, that's right,
Pickleball
so-
jerseys.
so Tom Brady started 199 Productions after his draft selection, and
Yep.
started with the Russo brothers.
Oh.
And then there's also something else he did this year as well. To go that I can't find that, but there's something else. I've seen it all over Twitter. He's starting something else. I forget what it's called. But so he's doing a lot of like business ventures on the side to try to keep making money. But yeah, no, it's back to like that. It's just like it's power move by her. Here's the thing: I don't agree with him not talking. Like you got to talk to your wife, you got to talk to your kids, see where everything's at, and I don't think. I think if he doesn't retire originally, I think she would have been okay with it because she would have known,
Yeah.
hey, you've got one more year on the contract. Like she knew what he
Yeah,
signed.
that's
right?
Yeah,
tough.
it's the fact that he unretired or he retired, made promises, and then pretty much
Right,
broke
because everything
Well, I
I've
think-
ever heard, his kids are fine. They don't care. They're fine with dad playing. That they like seeing dad play. The problem is he didn't talk to Giselle. I think that's what's really eating her. It's like, bro,
Another problem is Brady kind of was also forced into retirement. Like he probably never even made that initial decision until it was Adam Schefter who was reporting it. Like Adam Schefter reported it weeks before essentially
That's
Brady probably even
right.
wanted to. Like so think
Yeah,
about
but-
like all that time frame. The time Brady was like, I mean, this is the time frame where I'm discussing it. Whether or not I'm actually going to do it, I haven't decided yet. And Adam Schefter goes, Tom Brady's retiring. Now that forces his hand. Now what is Tom going to do from there? Does
But
he
also-
say, no, I'm not retiring, Adam Schefter, you're an idiot and a fraud? Or does he
I wish
say,
he
"Yeah,
had.
I'm
That would
retired"?
have been amazing.
No, that
That
would have been
would've been
hilarious.
amazing.
But now
another-
he got pushed into a corner there. So like I understand. I feel like both sides of the ball here. Like I do agree that Giselle is in like kind of not necessarily the right, but like I understand her side where she wants Tom to be a father and a husband, but because Tom was essentially forced to retire by the media in a sense, I can understand why
Forced
Tom's
to push
like,
his decision quicker than he probably wanted.
But
Yes,
also,
correct.
his decision was also there's also a because considering that evidence is coming out that Miami was talking
Tampering.
with Tom Brady, was tampering Tom Brady. Things were lining up that they were gonna get Sean Payton. They were making offers to Sean Payton to pick him up. But unfortunately, the Dolphins are also
Idiots.
scumbags and fell apart. So then Brady looked at this and thought, all right, well, my dream situation's down. Because also Miami would have been a great spot for Giselle as well. Because that is
Yeah,
a-
and it's closer to their house. I think. The one that
Yeah.
they built.
Yeah,
Isn't
where
their
do they
house
live
in
right now?
Miami?
you can look it up, Kyle.
They
but-
built that.
I
They
got
built
you.
their dream house. I think like down by Miami. That's where they
Yeah.
wanted to be instead of Tampa. So
But then,
Should've
and
stayed
at
in
the
New
same
England.
time, but of course, yeah.
that's Belichick's
My
fault. Sorry, I still blame
God.
Belichick. For that.
So then eventually, when Brady was like, "All right, my thing's not going to work out," this is when Aaron Rodgers, the Packers lost Devontae Adams. They're looking a little bit weak. There's a lot of noise around the Cardinals. The Cowboys traded away their top wide receiver, and
The
The
NFC
Rams-
looked like
open.
A lot
Poop.
easier than it kind of seems now, but it still seems pretty easy in all fairness.
and
Yes.
the AFC was looking like you don't want to go
Easy.
through that gauntlet at all.
Holy shit.
What?
Tom Brady owns a $26 million house
Damn.
in Miami. So
Yep.
it is in Miami.
That's the one that they built.
So that would have
yeah.
been.
It
that
is
would have been
in
perfect.
it is in Indian Creek, Florida, which is
Right, so
and
that's where
just
they
outside
wanted.
of Miami. But
That
yes.
was like 3 or 4 hours from Miami. That's a long. drive.
It's longer than
No.
that, I'm pretty sure.
Wow, that is.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's pretty
far.
long, yeah. It's
He
a
must
decent
why
have
would-
a
drive.
place that he stays then.
Yeah,
Like,
because there's no way he's driving there every day.
Yeah. No.
It's 5 hours with traffic.
That
With
is-
traffic.
With traffic, it's 5 hours, according to Google Maps at the moment.
Mm.
So I
Yeah,
don't know
it
what kind of traffic jam is happening at the moment somewhere in Florida, but it says it's a 5-hour drive. So
So realistically, I mean, so I think we've beaten this to the ground, but
being his
maybe
dead
they'll get
horse.
divorced, maybe not. But no matter what, Brady is not focused, and he is taking it out on his team, and there's a good chance he can lose the locker room because of that. But
He really hates
just-
Microsoft and those surfaces.
yeah, and can you just like get some points for fantasy, please? I could really use that.
No, he
Brady.
can keep. I mean, I want to see Brady do well, but
Thank you.
Hey guys, he's trying to trade Mike Evans, overvalue him. So nobody traded Steve
Brady,
for Mike
help
Evans.
me, please. Let's overvalue this man.
hey, since Steve wants to trade for Cooper Cup for a bag of French fries, I will give you a sack of potatoes, Justin.
So you can do whatever you want with the potatoes, rather than
Wait.
they're already
What
done.
kind
Exactly.
of potatoes? What kind of potatoes?
Idaho.
I was gonna think Yukon Gold. Those are really good. Grilled potatoes.
Well,
good.
luckily you're not the one who you're trying to give him just French fries, not.
No,
the
you
good
kidding me? We have a bag of potatoes in my apartment right now, Justin. I'll give you a fresh bag of potatoes. I'll make you mashed potatoes, whatever you want, baby. Or gnocchi. I could do that.
Well,
Live update: Celtics are tied at 15, and the Bruins are only down 3-1 right now with a minute left in the first period.
That's good.
Anyone see
uh,
our chat during this live stream and this Bradley kid?
Oh, that's my.
Bradley.
That is my best friend.
I gotta check this out.
Oh,
Yo, what's up, Bradley?
Dude
If
is
you're
He's
still
not
here.
even in here anymore. I don't think.
Oh,
No!
Bradley, come on, man. I love.
haven't seen
For
him
the
since
record,
he-
I was eating baked potatoes. Just for the record, because he
For the
wanted to know
record,
what I
I'm
was eating.
watching 2 sports at once while doing a podcast. So
He's a great
potatoes
host.
are good. Oh, you know what place actually has pretty good baked potatoes? Honestly, I'm gonna sound crazy. Wendy's has some pretty solid baked potatoes.
Hot take: I don't really like Wendy's.
That's understandable. It's overrated.
Wendy's is the only place I'll eat a burger from. Like
What?
I don't
No,
love
their burgers
McDonald's,
are the
and I don't
worst.
love Burger
No,
King.
that's the only I won't eat Burger King or McDonald's burgers. I'll eat.
Well,
Five
McDonald's
Guys?
is
Oh,
trash.
yeah, I'd rather go to
Burger
like
King-
Five Guys or
Burger
something.
King is
Oh,
Well,
Five
yeah,
Guys-
I would choose Five Guys over all of them.
I would
but
choose
point
Five
being-
Guys too, but Maria's allergic to peanuts, so we can't go there.
Oh, we'll go to Wayback.
You can still have a burger from Five Guys. That won't
There's
affect
peanuts
No, 'cause it's-
everywhere.
They do
I
every
think
peanut
for
oil.
room
Yeah.
already, everything.
For the burgers?
Well, for the burgers, for cross contamination.
Yeah, it's either way, it's too
Alright,
close to
alright,
everything.
I
But
guess.
she, well,
Kyle,
I'm,
I'm
you
a
know,
chemist. Don't even.
yeah, he's a chemist, Kyle.
I can prove that just by
Mic
putting an extra
drop.
microplate, you can contaminate it. All right. Anyways,
All right, well,
can I
Nick,
give a hot take for the season?
let me hear it. Let me hear it. Wait, which
Quick hot
season? Which
take.
what are we
Wait,
talking?
For NFL, for the NFL.
Okay,
I already did my hot take. What do you mean?
we
Were
don't
you
care
even
about
paying
yours. We want
attention?
his.
Your hot
Oh,
take is
his hot
okay.
take. I was like, what? Go for
I
it.
think the Rams are barely gonna be 500 this season.
Ooh.
I don't even know if that's as much of a hot take.
Here's the thing.
Like
they-
think it's
a
a
month
hot
ago, yeah, but I don't think Alex.
I could definitely. I'm not gonna say they have a losing record, but I can 100% see them having a losing.
I think they go 1 or 2 games over and they just squeeze. I don't think they win the division though. But honestly, they might because I don't know who's gonna take that division. They all suck.
Here's the real hot take: Blake Griffin in a Celtics jersey. Okay, I just watched this man rip a ball from someone.
Yeah, I just bought his
hold on.
jersey.
Oh, he already has 2 offensive rebounds. Pull up a 3. Blake.
So Steve, hold on. I just want to tell you his opponents that he has left, that the Rams have left for the rest of the season. So the only real challenges that they are going to have essentially are the Chiefs and the Buccaneers. Because they play the Niners.
That's
Not-
a challenge.
I don't-
Whoa, chill.
Oh,
chill.
whoa,
that's
whoa,
gonna be a
whoa!
challenge
The
for them.
Niners are
Niners
definitely-
are-
Whoa! Best defense
They
in the
have
That's
league.
a hot
defense.
take right there.
What the hell are you talking about?
No.
All right,
They're the best
Kyle.
defense in the league.
Anyway, besides that, they also play the Seahawks, the Raiders, the Packers, the Broncos, and also the Chargers are going to be a hard one for them. I did not.
Okay,
see that
Those
being-
are all
here's the
teams they can
So,
lose.
Broncos
to.
are going to be
kidding me?
hard just because their
No.
defense is good. They're going to have a terrible game against them.
I think they lose I think they only lose 3 games against the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Bucks. That's it.
No, they can lose against the Raiders too. You know why? Because of Chandler Jones and what's his name on the other side, Max Crosby.
Let's see. I'm sorry, the Raiders are not it this year, and I even predicted them earlier this year to win that division. They have just struggled with Josh McDaniels.
They have looked
as their head
bad.
Coach.
They
They
have.
have. They're not
They
it,
look
Steve. They're not gonna.
Terrible.
And I was so high on them coming into this year. They're just not it.
Oh, I was too. But I
Not
think these are all games that the Rams
Super
can
Bowl
definitely lose
hangover.
because all
Sure.
these teams have a pass rush in some. And
They're not
that's how
losing
you-
to the Cardinals. They're not losing to the Seahawks. They're not losing to the Broncos.
I actually think the Seahawks could potentially beat them just because Geno Smith is defying gravity right now. So I
What?
think there's chances.
Oh,
He's defying. He's just they didn't. He just didn't write back. He just
Pretty
didn't
sure
write
James
back.
Harden has 15 of the 76ers' 25 points. So
That's not a good thing.
that is not a good thing.
who has
He's
the
had 2.
Seahawks beaten that has been worth anything?
Broncos.
Hey, the
Broncos.
Seahawks do look
Broncos
good. Though. I
have
don't
been
care.
terrible.
Okay, they're
Falcons
still a
have been
good team, and they've actually like held everybody to the low point. So I'm not saying that
They
like they're
lost to
gonna.
the Falcons. They lost to they beat the Lions, which okay, I'll give them that.
They
Then they
crushed
lost
the
to
Cardinals. They
Cardinals
you know,
have been
they're
terrible this year. The Cardinals can't. They have no
They beat
offense
the
to them.
Lions. Okay, they lost to the Falcons, but the Falcons. So the one game that I'll give you that is the 49ers. But this 49ers defense, when healthy, is arguably the best in the league. Their roster, if a healthy roster, is arguably the best. They're a quarterback away from being a near perfect team.
I think they're very overrated. They're very
No,
The
it's
Niners?
overrated
Yeah.
because of Garoppolo's ability, for sure.
How are you saying they're overrated?
Number
John?
one statistical defense in the league.
No. The team as a whole, I'm saying, is overrated. Like their defense is great. I'm not.
What
denying
is
that.
overrated? Their
I
offense
think their
is known
offense.
to be
I
mid.
think their offense.
Their
is
offense
very
is
overrated.
mid, and everyone knows that.
Okay,
Their offense
if
is
they,
mid.
if they had Justin Herbert right now, that offense would be a lot
obvious-
different.
Yes, but that they don't have that. So I got. I'm
Right,
looking
so you
at
can't
their
say
team
they're
at face
overrated
value.
because they're
They're
not
not
being
I'm
rated
looking
that
at their
highly.
team at they are though. You guys just said they're one of the best teams in the league.
No, I
I
didn't.
didn't say that. I said they were the best.
Mm.
I said I said
They
they're a
won the-
good team and can beat any team on any given Sunday, but they're not the best team in the
I
league.
would consider them only because they're in the NFC, and the NFC is very winnable. But here's
The NFC's been turned on its head, Steve. It's not that big. It's not that winnable right now.
Well, no, that's
I
why
know the
it's
Giants
winnable,
are
'cause
actually
it's-
doing good.
I didn't
It's
even.
all
but,
Oh, I just watched Grant Williams take Tyrese
But-
Maxey's soul.
I think
Sorry.
to redirect quickly
Anyway.
is thinking about our mind blown. I mean, Patriots. We're majority
Oh,
of us
hot
Patriots
take.
fan here.
Bailey Zappi's taking us to a Super Bowl.
That is a
Stop.
very hot take. Because
Stop.
really lucky if he takes us to the playoffs. If we're lucky. First
No, 'cause it's
off,
gonna be
when
Mac Jones.
is back, Mac Jones is gonna play again. I think Mac Jones is gonna look a lot better. I think
Oh,
he's
yeah.
gonna look better simply because he's gonna learn from this situation with Zappy. I think that this Zappy thing did not. Be
I don't
better
even think it's
for him.
that. I think it's also just the fact that the offense was just terrible. Like the whole team was terrible, and I hate like
I know
Colin
they learned a
Cowherd.
lot. Those ones.
Colin Cowherd
we
is an
like-
idiot. I hate him. He's an idiot. Oh yeah, Bailey
love-
Zappi's making it. I was like, dude, you are stupid. They got the run game understood. And they got the big difference between the 2 weeks Bailey Zappi started and what was it, the 4 that Jones started, is the fact that the offensive line sucked, and then Bailey Zappi started, and now all of a sudden the offensive line is not nearly as bad.
Wasn't it 3? Well, I thought it was
Well,
3.
part-
Well,
So a couple-
Hoyer, then
Is it 3 and
Zappy.
3? Oh yeah, that's right.
Let me-
Hoyer won.
His thing, the offensive line, though, we are switching out Wynn and Cannon throughout the game, which has been working out really well. Also, we're being able to power run the ball a lot better with Stevenson, and also we're being a lot smarter with our passing plays. If you look against the Dolphins, especially, we were either trying for some screen bullshit or just throwing bombs down the side. So I think as an offense, we are finding our identity. And with Mac Jones coming back, Mac Jones is a better quarterback. He is a smarter quarterback. I think we're going to be fine. And realistically, I got to see us against a team like Buffalo. It's how we do against Buffalo. We're probably going to lose. But if it's a close game, I like our chances. If we're able to find a way to keep it close, then I like our chances. But it really depends. But we have a stud
But
at
the
quarterback.
thing is, if we really want to be a deadly team, you utilize both Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones in your playbook. Confuse the team on who you're starting, and you're running it like a college football team, where a team has to decide. All right, are we gonna see Bailey Zappi, who's the freaking gunslinger on the team, or are we gonna get a mastermind who reads the field and takes decision making to another level in Mac Jones?
Hasn't made very good decisions this year if we've watched any of those games.
Yeah, but that's the pressure. I'm not even putting it like this. That's why I hate Coward. He's like, oh, dude, he can't read it as well as Zappy. I was like, stupid. Did you not watch last year? Literally, the only thing they were giving him credit for last year was he was able to make all the reads and he was seeing all the defense in a way that rookies don't. And then they're like, the one critique of him last year was that he couldn't throw the ball deep. This year, he starts throwing the ball deep. They're like, oh, he can't read the field. I'm like, God, I hate you, NFL
No,
media, you
Col-
stupid
Oh,
idiots.
Colin Coward is just pissed off because he's just sick of Belichick being.
No,
a
no,
mind.
chill out. He put them top 10. He put them 9th in
did.
NFL teams
He
right
just
now.
did.
in the
He
league.
just did. Yeah.
Let's chill
Um,
out.
I was just talking about his take of like the two quarterbacks because I was like, no, that's a dumb. Honestly, that's a stupid take. If back comes back and plays majority of the rest of the season and he sucks, then we'll have to revisit and be like, why was he so good last year versus this year? Was it all Josh McDaniels? But either way, we'll have
I
to do
mean,
that.
Josh McDaniels has not looked very good this year. Let's be honest.
No, he is not.
He sucks as a coach.
This is like a repeat.
We
Why
know
is
that.
he so bad as a coach, but so like Hall of Famer as
No idea. It makes no sense. I really don't get it.
I think it's just a specialty where you just have to worry about one thing. I think also
Probably.
with like Dan Quinn, he plummeted
can't
as
coach.
a coach,
He
but
can't
as a
coach.
defensive coordinator, the Cowboys' defense is horrifying. So
Okay, actually, you know what I'm gonna give Dan credit for? I think the Super Bowl got in his head. Because let's be real, he coached well for like 2 seasons there and got him to the Super Bowl, and they looked like one of the best teams. And then he choked it away, and ever since then, him and Kyle Shanahan have like poo.
yes. Kyle Shanahan also gave up another 10-point lead, 10+ lead.
That's what I'm saying.
in the fourth
It's
quarter.
like the two of
Yeah.
them can't not choke.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Now I had a hot take that I wanted to be that
alright,
I
what
wanted
is
to keep, but I was rooting for the Jaguars to win the division, but it's
no.
no.
Not
the
looking
Colts
like
are-
that.
Titans
no,
probably
the Colts
will.
are starting, and the Colts are starting to find their stride here and there. So it's going to be really
I think
difficult.
I think the Colts will be fine if Taylor can come back healthy.
Yes.
Please.
If Taylor can come back healthy, Matty Ice has looked decent right now. So
Yeah.
he was doing pretty well finding Michael Pittman this past Sunday. So.
Let's go,
Another
Pittman.
hot
Best trade for me possible. Get out of here, Steve.
Another hot take for me is if Washington's Commanders backup QB Taylor Heineke does well,
Oh.
he remains the starter for the remainder of the season.
Oh yeah.
I hope he does. I need that for my other league because I have.
Hold on. We don't have anyone here
Jerry
who
Terry.
can defend Carson Wentz, so I will take the honor and the bullet to.
Defend
Oh.
Carson Wentz.
You know Jake Wood. You know very well
He would.
Jake Wood.
I
I
don't
don't
even
Jake
know-
has given up on his idea that Carson Wentz is not the 4th worst quarterback in the league in the NFC East, but
I'm gonna take the bullet and defend Carson Wentz, saying he is
Fourth
the
best.
28th best quarterback in the NFL, and that
Okay,
is as
good
nice,
job.
32.
That is as nice as I will be to him. All right.
What I will give him credit for is being the only person able to perform and win on Thursday Night Football for some reason, being 17-0.
Yeah,
or
he's like the
7-0,
goat
but-
of Thursday Night Football for some reason. It makes
well,
no
you know,
sense.
when bad games are on, it's usually him. So
That's true.
Point being, here's my point. I give the Giants credit for Dable, for Saquon. Love Saquon. Glad he's back, 100%, doing so well. Their defense looks great. Dable, Coach of the Year, 100%. However, Daniel Jones is still mid, but
Stop.
he is not losing them games.
Yeah,
he
he's
is not
Okay,
losing them
no.
games, which
Okay,
means he's
so he
mid,
is-
but he's not winning
He's
them
above
games.
average. He's above
No,
average right now.
No.
He
Yes.
is mid.
Yes.
He
I
is
wouldn't put him
Look-
above average.
No.
He
He's
is
slightly
average.
above average.
is
No,
Kirk Cousins
like-
above
Kyle.
average, then?
Take this.
He's Kirk.
No.
Yes. Kirk Cousins right now.
Kirk
Kirk
Cousins is a little bit
Cousins
above
is better.
average.
A little bit,
Cousins
but
is
like
better, but I'm saying right now with
Okay,
their play
who is
style,
average in this league, Kyle? Who is average?
Kirk Cousins right now? Daniel Jones is playing above. Are you talking average or
No,
above
who
average?
is
Sorry.
average? Straight average.
Average? Geno Smith is average right now.
No,
Baker Mayfield is average.
no, Kyle.
Yeah.
That's
No.
in your
Geno
league
Smith-
setup.
Geno
That is your
Smith
average QB is Geno Smith.
Yes.
On the outside,
One good
he is-
year does not mean you. Okay.
Okay.
I guess I can't really say that because I am saying Daniel Jones is having one good
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Wait a minute.
But-
Okay, we're gonna move on from
Wait.
this. We'll
Mac
get
Jones
no,
is
you asked
average.
me
Like,
a
bullshit.
question.
Like, that's-
The Giants win maybe a couple more games.
A
We don't need to
couple
worry about this
more.
now. Daniel
Stop
Jones
it.
is mid
Steve,
until
Steve.
Steve,
The Giants are
stop.
going to go 10-7 this year,
Stop.
unfortunately.
I don't even think they're gonna lose that many, Nick. I could honestly see them going 12. And
what are they?
5.
5-1 right now?
Yeah, I could see them
Um,
losing maybe 4.
Well, they're
more.
losing both to the Eagles. Let's be honest. The Eagles
Probably.
are dominant.
I
The
think
Eagles are
at-
crazy good.
So the thing is, though, the Giants at home have been very sneaky. So I do think the Giants at home can give them a run for their money and maybe even win that game. In Philadelphia, yeah, probably. I could see.
no team's going to Philadelphia and winning.
That's what I'm saying. Like in Philadelphia, Eagles are going to win. Giants haven't really played a game on the road yet, except versus Tennessee. Their only other technical road game this year was the London game. So this week they're going to Jacksonville. So I'm going to be interested to see how they perform this week in
Yeah,
Jacksonville,
Trevor Lawrence hasn't looked good. If they can capitalize on that, that's just another like solid win. Like
I
it's a game
honestly
that it
think
can be a solid.
out of the stretch the Giants have coming up of weak teams, Jacksonville is the one that I'm iffy on. Just
So
because
You should be
think- I-
because any
I think
game Trevor
Dable's-
Lawrence could throw for 400 yards. Like,
I also think Dable could be outcoached this one. And Dable has been extraordinary good. He's outcoached two of the best head coaches in the league right now. But it's going to be tough this week, and I do think he could be outcoached.
yeah. So back to
Yeah.
the original point of this conversation. Carson Wentz is losing his team games, in my
Yes.
opinion.
Yes.
Daniel Jones is not. Therefore, Daniel Jones is the third best quarterback in the division. In fact, actually, he might be fourth still with Cooper Rush. I mean, Cooper Rush is looking
Stop.
gross.
No,
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
He is, but
So
still.
Cat. I mean,
All right,
uh,
Cooper
go
Rush
ahead.
is fun and all, but he's no Cooper Rush.
yeah, I know he's not as good as Daniel Jones, but I'm saying that as Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, in my mind, is the essence of average. A 5 out of 10. Mac
which
Jones
I
is like
will
a
take.
5.5 out of 10. Like
Because
now you
you
think a
say
5 out of
Daniel
10 if
Jones
he's
is-
average?
You
What?
think Daniel Jones' average is the biggest compliment you could ever give him? so
yes,
I will
because he's
take it.
not
So take
losing
it.
his team
I'll
games.
take it. No, I am going to take it because I'm so sick of the Daniel Jones slander saying that he is garbage because he's
Kyle,
not.
I think considering
You
Daniel Jones
literally
is
you were
not
saying he was
quarterback is
garbage
a
before the
compliment.
season.
No, I wasn't. You run that tape back.
No, I
You
think he
run
was
that
just
tape
saying
back.
his
I
team sucks. I don't
defended
think
him.
he was saying Jones
Yes.
was.
Well, you
Thank
were
you,
super
Justin.
on about two things. One, Daniel Jones is garbage. Two, your team does
He's
not suck. So you should be
No,
happy.
I was.
Kyle, you should be happy
No.
that 51 players are much better than the one. Vice versa.
One
what
thing
you
we
expect.
should keep in mind with Daniel Jones, in 2020, he was the best. I don't know how, but he was
No,
the
19.
best deep. It was 2019. He was the best deep passer. So
He
Because
also
he's
had-
not
He
bad.
also had
He's
30 fumbles in 2 years.
He
But
is
granted,
not
his also-
bad.
but that was also
He is
I have
not
But-
a trivia for us to end on.
where they
Okay,
had
go
no
ahead,
other-
Austin. Go ahead. We got to finish this up. Go
Okay.
ahead.
And Kyle, feel free to use this unless you guys know it. I was asked this question last night. So, what is the only team in the NFL to have their logo on only one side of the helmet?
Wait, I
Texas
know
Steelers.
this.
Only
Pittsburgh
one
Steelers.
side.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Who else? Anybody else want to answer?
I'm not
Actually,
gonna
I
know.
think it is the Steelers. Honestly, yeah.
It's
think
the
it is.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think it's the Steelers. I actually agree with him. I think it's.
Okay, final for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys know I got in trouble for calling Ben Worthlessburger in school? I got sent to the principal's office for saying Ben Worthlessburger because I was harassing Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh my god.
That
He
is
deserves
amazing.
it, so it's okay.
He does.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways,
Oh, wait,
That's our
anyway,
trivia.
while we're doing sports trivia, hold on. What is the
Oh,
only
no.
NFL logo that is facing to the left and not the right?
it's Eagles. Okay,
All
move
right,
on.
no, no.
Anyways, so this was literally on
Raiders.
Facebook. You shared it. So
I did,
anyways,
you're right.
moving on. So that's the end of this week. We've gone ahead. We're well over the hour mark, which is fine, but we are going to kind
We
of
had
start to
fun.
wrap it up. So we will go ahead. We will see you guys next week. I think Jake will be back next week. He's on a special adventure this week. So he will be back. So we do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please make sure to follow us on all socials, Twitter, Instagram, and anything else you can find us on. We have our podcast on Spotify as well as Apple Music, if that is whichever one is your preferred choice, or here on YouTube if you'd like to sit and watch our beautiful faces.
With a new
Otherwise,
design.
enjoy our voices. Thank you so
New
much.
design.
Thank you, Justin. We'll have to take a look, and I